Hey Taro, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make this super delicious and very pretty taro donut. It is super light and I really like the texture of it, so you guys have to give this wonderful recipe a try. So starting off with our dry ingredients, we are going to first sift our all-purpose flour. By sifting it, it definitely brings out the air and evenly distributes the flour. And this step is extremely crucial, especially if your flour has been sitting in your cabinet for a while. It's just a good way to redistribute it. And next we are going to add in our granulated sugar and a pinch of salt. And all the measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box down below. And of course we will mix our dry ingredients and then we will crack in the eggs. And unlike the Oreo donut in my previous video, I'm going to separate by the egg yolks and egg whites, and you guys will see later. And with the egg yolk, I'm going to add in all of my whole milk, and I'm going to add it all at once. And whole milk is definitely give your donut a really creamy flavor. And I am also using canola oil. If you guys wish, you guys can substitute that with vegetable oil. Any oil that's just have a very light flavor to it. And then next we are going to sift again into our batter as we whisk it, just to ensure that it's well mixed. All of our ingredients are well combined. And one of the secrets of having a very light, fluffy donut instead of having a very hard donut, especially since you guys are baking, usually donuts turn out to be a little bit harder than fried. I definitely recommend you guys add your dry ingredients in dirts, just so that it's well combined before you guys add it all at once. So for this part, I'm just going to sift in my last dirt of my dry ingredients, and you guys will notice that it gets very clumpy, and that's totally okay. At this point, we are just going to lightly fold in the batter if we feel like it's not as productive to whisk it in. I think that folding it definitely helps. And then in a separate bowl where we have our egg whites, we are just going to whisk our egg whites until we have reached a very cloudy consistency. So for this step, this is definitely the reason and the secret behind a very fluffy donut for a big donut, because we are introducing a lot of air, and by introducing that much air, we are just going to make our donut so much lighter and it just tastes so much softer as well. And we are just going to scrape our egg whites, and we are just gently going to fold it in and combine with all of our ingredients. Be careful to not break too much of the air bubbles, because you guys definitely want to have that air in your donut so that it's super soft and light. And we are going to transfer our batter into a piping bag and pipe directly on the pans. These pans have already been sprayed with non-stick cooking spray, just so that it's easier for us to remove the donuts once we finish baking them out of the oven. Tap just to even it out so your donuts are relatively the same height once it comes out of the oven. And I baked them in a preheated 350 degrees oven for 11 minutes. And right here I've already added my taro powder, my confectionery sugar. I'm adding a drop of neon purple food coloring from Wilton's collection into my whole milk, and then I'm just going to make my glaze. Just combine the dry ingredients first before adding the whole milk. And for this step, it's more about trial and error depending on how you like your glaze. I usually like mine very thick, so I'm just going to add in a larger ratio of confectionery sugar and add a little bit of whole milk at a time. And I'm just going to whisk it in until I see the right consistency. If you guys like a very thin glaze, you guys can just add a little bit more whole milk. If you guys want it a little bit thicker, you guys can add in more confectionery sugar. And it's all the same, and it's really easy, and you guys can always go back and forth. So I basically did my donuts into the glaze, and it comes out really pretty. I really like that shade of purple. It's very eye-catching, and it also reminds me of taro. And as you can see, it comes out really pretty, but it's still relatively thin. So if you guys wish, you guys can double coat it. So I let it dry for at least 10 minutes before coating them with a second layer of glaze. And of course, you guys can see a huge difference in the colors. It's definitely thicker and so much more richer in saturation. It's definitely worth double glazing it. I think it's really pretty. And to top this off, I'm just going to add in some of my white sprinkles. I think it's going to give a nice contrast to purple. Purple and white looks really pretty. I think it really solidifies the taro concept. So here's a couple more of close-up shots. I think they're really nice, and the key thing for glazing your donuts is that you guys definitely want to place your donuts in a wire rack, just so that if there's excess glaze, it'll drip down. And we're going to take a bite just to show you guys how fluffy on the inside it is. Hey turnips, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this super easy and extremely fluffy light donut. And I think that the fact that it's oven baked is definitely going to be more attractive if you guys are still on your New Year's resolution. And if you guys are still going strong, definitely go for it. I definitely recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't done so, because I could bring more sweetness to your life. And if you guys haven't, check out my Instagram, go there, because there's a lot of previews and sneak peeks of my upcoming creations. So see you guys next time.